breakfast first, and we'll try and tick off the things that I've researched so far. So breakfast, possibly coffee, and then up to a museum, of course, because that's the only way to start a new place in a new city. The first museum. Let's go. Okay, let's review what I got. I got something called the cardamom croissant, and it looks a tiny bit like a fungus, or what I imagine a brain tumor would look like. Good luck in there. It looks burnt, looks slightly carcinogenic. This is a sugary bottom. I mean, you can't go wrong with that, can you? It's very sweet. It's very greasy. I feel there's about 100 grams of carbohydrate in there. It tastes like a normal croissant, no other flavouring of it. I hope you saw it then. I have no idea what I'm looking at. And I also got this from 7-Eleven, protein on a stick. This looks like some mangled mammal, which is actually how they advertised it. Protein. Wow, that's the best thing I've ever eaten. Can't tell if it's pork or chicken or what, but it's tasty. Probably doing me no good on the inside, but I think we should bring this to the UK. Let's go to the museum, I think. I've got next on the checklist. I'll show you the checklist later. Some people make fun of this, but I find it quite useful. I like to make a list of everything I'm going to go and do, and then as I've done it, I tick it off. So next we're going to make our way to the museum, which is where all the... There's many museums around Denmark, of course there is. It's a European country. They've got many years of history of rape and pillage. But we're going to go to the National Museum of Denmark. It's about a half-an-hour walk away from where we are. I could have rented a bicycle, but I always think walking on the first day is the best way to do anything. So let's go to the museum and let's see what we can find on the way. Indang til musit. Is that how you pronounce that word? I've also wanted to do a whole series about Englishman ignorantly pronounces Danish names for the whole video. That's Indgang til musit. But it's supposed to be a museum mainly full of Viking stuff, so I'm fairly interested in that. The National Museet. You must see it. I think that's what they were going for. But, if I was to make rash, sweeping statements about the Danish so far, I would say they love a pastry. They love a bit of a clean city. Everybody's cycling around on bikes. They all look very happy, and they're all wearing their fashionable designer clothes. They're all eating their nice pastries. It's very nice here. It's very pleasant. Another top tip about Denmark is that they don't use the euro. They use krona. Now, I know this might sound very ignorant, but as someone who's now being conditioned by Brexit just to believe it's just all Europe, it's all fucking euros, get the fuck out of here. But it turns out the Danish don't use it, they use kroner instead. It's 12 quid to get into this museum. I'm going to go and do it because apparently it's very good, but I'll let you know if it's worth the ticket price. It's time for one of Clarky's honest reviews. I'm not sure if this catchphrase, show me the money, is part of an exhibition or just the museum's motto. 12 fucking quid. Well, it is £12 if you want to pay that. But it turns out, if you're actually quite sneaky, you can just sneak up the stairs and get into the museum for free. So that's what I did. Breech-loading gun from the 1500s. I didn't even know they had breech-loading guns like this. Get Brexit done. Shit. That was a fantastic museum, especially when it's free. Learned so many interesting things about the Vikings, but also about how the different communities they used to interact with each other, especially the Romans and the Vikings. I really had no idea how much those two cultures collided, and really it goes to show just how human history is just all about massive communities that are completely varied and strange and different in their own ways, but still trading with each other, having war with each other, and fucking each other. It's really quite beautiful in a way. But one of the most interesting things I learned there was that the Vikings had such a stranglehold on Northern Europe because they controlled one of the most important resources at that time, and that was herring. And speaking of herring, I'm feeling a little bit peckish, so it's time to go and find some nice fish-based lunch possibly in the open sandwich variety. Let's go there. So I made it inside the restaurant. I'm going to go for the small brod. I'm going to have tomatoes, I think, cod or herring. No, I'm going to go for herring. Herring and beef tart, I think. Should be good. Okay, the first one we've got is the pickled herring with beetroot and cheese, and I think that's pork crackling on top. Good herring, good cheese. I'm not even sure you can see me. It's really, really tasty. It's like pickly and creamy and fishy. It's got everything you need.
Hey. So here you have the beef thigh. So it's organic Danish beef in this. Mostly the inner thigh, but also a few other parts, just to get a good balance.
This one's the meaty one. Organic beef. I'm all about the organic lifestyle. It means the cows look better after, sort of better life. A lot nicer with a cow. Looks very good. Smaller than the other ones. Looks good though. It is raw though. If anything, it tastes like sushi. You know, fish has a taste. Beef really has a very mild taste. Let's try a whole bite. It's okay. It's the worst one of the three, but it's still tasty. But the other ones were quite pungent and different flavours. More flavours that I enjoy, I think, than this. Oh, it's still good. Currently, I've filmed half an hour in this restaurant, and 30 seconds of that is me eating. It's going to be a nightmare to edit. Yeah, that it stung, but it was worth it. Tasty. 9 out of 10, I'd say. Actually, probably 10 out of 10. It was very good. Kurdistan from the feeding. We're just nearly there. Apparently the church of Our Saviour is just over behind that building. But it's quite interesting, Denmark. It's like a better run version of London, apart from it's got a tenth of the population, which is probably why things are better run, which is what I've learned really. The smaller the population, the better. Anyway, let's get to the church and see if we can go up the tower. Okay, I'm outside the base of the tower, but to get up there you need to book a QR code. So if you don't have Wi-Fi or access to the internet, you're screwed. It's, I don't know if you can see that, 65 kroner for an adult ticket, which is about £7. I'm going to book a slot for 3:30. Give me like 45 minutes, I'll find somewhere to have a coffee or something, and then go up there, because apparently the guidebook said it's a must-see, so I better go. Right, see you at the top.
Oh, the posh, travelling life, the travelling life for me. First cabin and captain's table, regal company. Whenever I'm bored, I travel abroad.
I think it's safe to say that it was worth the £7. It is. I couldn't get any tighter up here. I'm stuck between the bars. That's the end of the staircase. Very much recommend this. Right, let's get down before I get the urge to be sick. Right, well I think that was one of the best things I've done in Denmark so far. The museum was fantastic, but that was amazing. The fact that you can go up there right at the top where it starts to squeeze you, that's incredible. So next I'm going to move on to the Christina, which is the Freetown area. It's basically a town where it's supposed to be semi-autonomous. I don't think they are friendly to filming or pictures, but we'll see. I think it's literally a 2-minute walk away from here. So when I walk there, I will see you there again. These sign-ups between segments are wonderful, aren't they? There's another thing I love about Denmark. I'm pretty sure the pavements are built like this, so pedestrians, apart from that guy, knows that we can walk in the right lane without bumping into anybody. Isn't that the perfect system? That's the only thing that winds me up about anywhere, is how pedestrians walk. It feels much more like a kids' park right now than an actual alternative community. Let's keep going. Let's plunge deeper into the anarcho state.
Which club is this woman in Liz? The woman after Boris Johnson. Listen, the woman after Boris Johnson, which is her name, Liz something. If she's going to buy clubs too, and if the men are in the position, maybe she do.
Freetown is not only known for its esoteric conversations about UK politics between strangers, it's also known for being a place where weed and hash are sold openly on the street. Marijuana is illegal in Denmark, but within the confines of Christiania, it's legal. What follows now is footage recorded by our reporter, Daniel Clark, as he does a shoddy job of capturing the makeshift weed market stalls and hawkers. I'm going to attempt some secret filming to just film the open free market of cannabis. Really, this place isn't a socialist, anarchist utopia. It's a free market utopia. Couldn't think of a better word than utopia. Well, Christiania is probably one of the most interesting things I've seen so far. I know that's quite a theme in this video, but I don't think there's anywhere else I've been where, apart from places like Amsterdam where it's already legal, in Denmark, cannabis is not in the area of Freetown. It's clearly being sold openly on the streets, but I think the police will still come in and raid it. Every now and again there was lots of murals on the wall about how that had happened in the past. I find the whole weed culture thing quite tiresome, to be honest. It's like alcohol humour, like, oh, I had so many drinks last night, I got totally fucking wasted. It's the same sort of veneer of futile comedy, I would say. Anyway, we're going to head on to this prettier part of Denmark, of Copenhagen. But we're going to walk through a pretty area, so you'll see some shots of that. I'll tell you what though about the Danish people, you've got to call them optimists. Open air dining and food market in 14-degree weather with winds. A nation of optimists. Let's walk over the bridge. Hi guys, just check out my new Ferrari. I just got it super cheap for some reason. They were just practically giving it away. I have no idea what. Oh no. Oh, I want to get rid of it. Sell it. Hissens behov større bøffet Schmidt Brisel. I am an even bigger fan though of trying the local brew. This one's called Faxikondi. Spritey. Cheers. And here is a slight irony to the end of day one, essentially. I've come back to exactly where I started the video through no planning of mine. I absolutely wasn't intending to do this whatsoever, but I've heard there's a new Danish film out called The Triangle of Sadness. It's like a satire on the rich, but it's all in English, so that's perfect for me, ignorant Dan. So I'm gonna go and buy a train ticket and then possibly try and get some dinner, but I think I'll end day one here and I'll see you again tomorrow. Oh, good morning guys. Welcome back to day 2 of Copenhagen. I stayed in the cabin Scandinavia for my 2 nights. It was good. It was pretty grim, pretty utilitarian rooms, but comfortable for one person. And because I'm over 30 now, I can't share a hostel anymore because that's only for people in their early 20s and for drug addicts. This morning, I think we're going to do what the Dutch do and try and find a bike to rent. I might go for a lime, I think, just because I'm feeling slightly sour this morning. And the linkage there for feeling sour is because yesterday I spent £180. 180 of my English pounds on one day in Copenhagen. But something I learned, that the Danish actually have a $20 minimum wage. Even who are working for McDonald's are probably earning more than I do as a teacher. Let's go. I have awaited it for a while. The biggest universal selling point of Copenhagen is that it just works as a concept and as a theory. It's perfectly fine. It's a small population, everything's clean, everything's well organised, the cycling lanes are priority, and they've got like designated actual concrete bits of infrastructure to go with it. It's truly a cool place. It's like you've got a bunch of smart people together and you said, hey, we're going to make a city that works. There's probably some sort of horrible racism element going on in society as well. I've noticed a lot of like sort of anti-refugee political campaigns in some places. Obviously elections are going on now as well, and I think historically Danish has elected people that are on the far right, as it were, but the social democratic model still exists, but it's also very expensive as well. So I mean, there are some trade-offs to it, but in total I would call myself an honorary Dane right now. Anyway, I'm off to the Freedom Museum now, which is Denmark's World War II museum, because I don't know much about the history of that. So let's go and check that out. Hopefully the half-an-hour walk will help me burn some of those calories that I've definitely overconsumed this morning. See you there.
Oh, the posh, travelling life, the travelling life for me. First cabin and captain's table, regal company. Whenever I'm bored, I travel abroad, but ever so properly. Port out, starboard.
I have made it to the Museum of Danish Resistance. Let's go in and see if it provides any resistance motivations for me. Alright, let's signal the pilot. Get him to drop me some MP40s to fuck up the Nazis in Denmark. Yes! Hope I get a Panzerschreck. Well, that was the Danish Resistance Museum, and again, it was a really well put together museum, much like the National Museum was yesterday. Great exhibitions, it was really interactive, it was really interesting. Essentially though, the Danish basically said, okay, how long should we fight off the Germans until it looks like we're embarrassed because we've given up too early? So essentially they sort of gave up early enough to preserve the most amount of life that they could, but also because they wanted to fight for a little bit longer, just to show that we're fighting a little bit and just didn't give over completely, which makes me think that most of the government was in cahoots most of the time with what the Nazis wanted. Anyway, I don't really know what I'm going to do now. It's 3 o'clock right now. I've got to go get back to the hotel and get my bag, and I've got to go to the airport, but I need to make a move in about an hour or so. So let's go and see what we can do for an hour. One thing that I hate about Europe, though, in general, is their attitude when it comes towards democracy. It's so representative. Like, for example, in Denmark, obviously they have proportional representation, so that means they have like 1 million parties, and all their banners but they're all super simple. So it's just the name of the person, no policies, but you know, you just see the face and you know what parties stand for. He's for the Kæmper for Kloden. I guess he's a liberal, I would say. But they've got SF as well. I wonder if that means they're part of like a political pact. This is N. Andreas Beek. I don't know what he stands for. Then we've got Sikandar Siddiq. He's part of the Independent Greens. There's a Q there. That suggests to me he's a conspiracy theorist. He's part of the QAnon. Over here we have Martin Sebast. He's part of the Liberal Alliance. There's actually two of him. Little do you know about these political candidates. They're actually twins. One's extremely left-wing and the other one is extremely right-wing. But it's impossible to tell which one's which. And then over here we've got so many lean Milos. Milo is all over the shop. He's standing for Copenhagen and Fakastatar and Family Menska. I guess that means he's standing for family. And then he's got the word moderate written on the poster, so I imagine that means he's incredibly right-wing again. Rajesh Holman. He doesn't actually stand for anything. He just wants the Specsavers 2-for-1 to apply to all consumer domestic goods. Anyway, this is my point. Because they have a proportional representation system, you can have lots of different parties and people will vote for them because they can vote for what they want. Imagine that. Bring back Harry Hill. Bring back TV Burp. Well, that about does it for sleepy, wonderful, wonderful Copenhagen. What have we learned? Denmark's very nice. The food's very nice. The city's very clean and friendly. The people here are very friendly to you. Everything's quite unusual. Going up that church tower, the fact that it just sort of went on and on until the staircase got smaller. The Freetown in Christina. Even the array of political parties really interest me. And I think it was fantastic. So, would I recommend coming to Denmark? Yes, I would, but make sure you bring plenty of money, and not euros, bring Danish kroner. I think if I could give one message though to the world out there is, even though you should come to Copenhagen or come to Denmark, most importantly, support the people that want to ban nuclear weapons, because they are the most destructive weapon in the world, and they literally serve no purpose other than causing a apocalypse amongst the human population to wipe us out. I think even when you've seen things from the Vikings and how they used to interact with the Roman Empire, yes, they used to have war, but they used to have war using swords, shields and sticks. They used to have war with missiles that could literally wipe humans off the face of the earth as we know it. So, ban the bomb and keep fighting the good fight. Peace out.
Wonderful, wonderful Copenhagen, friendly old girl of town. 'Neath her tavern light on this merry night, let us clink